Hello everyone, I am Sital Bera. I welcome you all in this lecture session. In the first two parts of the session on the topic Animal Farm, already we have discussed about a general introductory note on George Orwell, his writing career, his contribution in the field of world literature, his trend, popular themes and aspects of his writing, as well as we have also discussed about a detailed summary of the novella Animal Farm. Now in today's session we'll talk about the characteristics of the work, its characterization, the satirical and the criticism, note of criticism, and George Orwell's concern on the political issues. First of all, we should know that the novella Animal Farm, it was written during 1943 and 1944 when England, Russia and USA, these three countries were in a wartime alliance during the Second World War. Now George Orwell, he was a British. So being a British, if he writes on some controversial issues where he is opposing communism, capitalist approach, then portrayal of Russian revolution, Russian totalitarianism, so these all those things and all those aspects which are controversial, being a British, if he writes, then his nation must not allow him to publish the work. Same thing happened with him. He faced a very great difficulty in publishing, because most of the British as well as American publishers, they rejected his manuscript, and later on when it was published by an American publishers, they dropped the subtitle of fairy story. So likewise the things happened with him in getting the work published. Now we'll talk about the stylistic or the characteristics of the novella Animal Farm. As you know that novella is a piece of writing which is not so voluminous as a novel, nor so short like a short story. Means it is just next to novel in its volume. Then talk about the fable. Fable is also a sort of writing where the animals, they play human roles, they play prominent roles in the piece of writing. As you have also found in the story that there are the characters like Old Major, who is a pig, then Napoleon, the villainous character, then Snowball, the real hero, then we have Boxer like a hard-working horse, Benjamin like a donkey. So these all the characters are animal. So we can say it's a perfect example of fable. Now Animal Farm, it's a very fine example of political allegory where the situations or the characters or the historical background which are depicted in the story, these allude to some past history like Russian Revolution that took place or that happened during 1917. Here George Orwell has very finely depicted or portrayed the spirit of Russian Revolution, the happenings, the historical happenings, the historical figures who are alluded or who are characterized through the certain animal characters. Here his tone of satire on Russian totalitarianism is very clear, and he has directed his criticism or satire on communism and capitalist approach. These are the basic facts or characteristics about the novella. Now if we talk about if we analyze the characters and their motives with the context of the story, many things will be clear. First, animal farm. If we compare the animal farm with a country, then all the animals of that farm are compared to the citizens of that country, and all those animals, they have formulated some principles which will be followed by all the animals, and now these principles can be compared to the constitution of a country, which must not be violated for any cost. Now in the story, it is found that at the very beginning, old Major, that old pig, he inspired all the animals, he united all the animals to rebel against their master, Mr. Jones, and likewise they drove him away from the farmhouse. And thereafter, Napoleon and Snowball, another two pigs, they took the charge. They started to lead the group, and under the leadership, the animals, they started to feel very comfortable and very good governance. Now things goes on, and by the way, Napoleon, he will become a villainous character, and he will terminate, or he will compel Snowball to be departed from the farmhouse by setting some wild dogs in behind of him. Then Napoleon, he will become a villain, and he will become a autocratic leader. Then it is found that Boxer, Benjamin, one is a horse, another one is a donkey. They work very hard to fulfill the dream of Snowball to build the windmill, though Napoleon claimed that it is his own idea and it was stolen by Snowball, though the fact was different. Now, when Napoleon, he came to power, he became a very rude and very sort of autocratic leader. He started to exploit all the animals. He started to violate all the principles which were formulated for their own benefit. Now, it was formulated that no animals shall drink alcohol, no animal shall drink, sorry, no animal shall wear clothes, no animal will sleep on beds, all animals are equal. These were the basic principles they kept following for a long time until Napoleon was on the power. Napoleon came to power. Now at the end, when Napoleon took charge of the power, now he is exploiting others by changing all those principles. As talk about the constitution, there are many articles which are actually for the benefit of the people, for their rights and for their own freedom. But here, like articles like provisions of a constitution, as they were following in their animal kingdom, these were changed by Napoleon to fit his own benefit. So likewise here, the concept of communism started. Capitalist approach was growing. How? Most part of the animals who were producing all those usable goods were sold or were used for commercial purpose by Napoleon and his pig group. So here pigs and Napoleon, they have made one group and they have become their master, and they are utilizing all those things for their own benefit. So they are not concerned about other animals here, and all those things, these were asserted by old Major that whenever they will be free from the clutches of Mr. Jones, they must not apply all those bad attributes of Mr. Jones. but the things were completely changed at the time of Napoleon. So likewise, all the things goes on. At the end, they have changed all those rules. Like uh, earlier, they used to believe on those who are having four legs they are good and two legs they are bad. Now they are saying four legs are good and two legs are better, because they have started to behave like two legs. They are becoming like human, because they have started drinking alcohol, they have started sleeping on the bed, they have started wearing clothes. So all those things which were actually lifestyle of human domain, now they have copied all those things. So they have transformed from animal domain into human society, and they have applied or they have followed all those human like things in their life. So they no far remained good or beneficial for their fellow animals, and even they were committed not to harm or not to kill or not to torture any other animals, but at the end they started exploiting, they started punishing other animals. So likewise, they have violated all the rules which were set for their animals. So all the laws and orders, their principles, all or everything will be changed at the end. So from utopian sort of things will become or will be changed into dystopian, or a sort of a despondency they will be living in. So these were the aspects, these were the things that have been dealt in the novella. And talking about all the characters, as already we have discussed that the situation or the political background George Orwell has written or used in the novella, these allude to Russian Revolution and that particularly pig group, those who have um, presented themselves as the master or the dominating class over other animals. They are the representative or they allude to uh, people of Russia. Now the characters, if we say, though it is not affirmed by George Orwell, still a close resemblance as it is observed and noticed by the characters. That old major, that old pig, he is modeled on Karl Marx. Napoleon, that villainous pig, he is modeled on Joseph Stalin. Snowball, he resembles Leon Trotsky. Mr. Frederick, that neighboring farmhouse owner, he is modeled on Adolf Hitler. Mr. Picklington, he resembles government of England and United States. Boxer, that hard-working horse, he resembles Russian working class people, and Benjamin, aged population of Russia. So these things or these are the things. And if someone is having some political interest, or if you turn if you turn back the pages of history of world history, then you'll come to know how all those characters are finally allegorized in the novella. So these are the total aspects and characteristics of the novella. Now talking about some important questions, then definitely the prime or the main questions, it might be in form of justification of animal farm as a political allegory, where all the characters, all the historical incidents so far we have discussed allude to the Russian Revolution. And another question, it might be that it's a fine example of fable, because all the characters like old major, then Snowball, Napoleon, Boxer, Benjamin, and some pigs, so all the characters, they are playing very vital or prominent role in the novel or in the story. So it can be important. It can be an important question that animal farm, justification of animal farm as a fable. And if we talk about another questions, it might be that George Orwell's skill of characterization and his use of political issues and his satire on communism and capitalist approach. So these can be some important questions from the point of view of exams. I wish all of you have understood the story, the characteristics of the novella, and the political history as depicted in the story. So I wish thank you to all.